Hello traders, Chartman here. Today we're looking at Nxoi for October 5th, 2011. We're looking at a daily chart. It goes back about 4 months and we can see basically that the stock was previously trading back in June around 8 to 6 cents, and the stocks had a big pullback all the way just above 1. So what we want to do is we can see the stocks in a downtrend, so we want to chart it by using resistance trend lines to indicate the direction of our stock. Now we've got a resistance trend line right here. You can see it's pushing the price down. Every time we come in contact with it, it pushes it lower until what happens is we start to pull back a little bit quicker. So we leave the main trend resistance line and we start to see a second trend resistance line develop. So our rate of descent has begin to accelerate, and that is interesting because what happens is with the volatility that comes in, interest starts to generate, and that volume and interest can be generated to reverse the stock from a downtrend into an upwards trend again. And what we have here is a breakout of the resistance, the main downtrend line right, or the secondary trend line right here, and then the price has a very large spike all the way up to 6.1 cents. From here again we start to see the same pattern start to emerge again. We've got volume sort of tapering off and the price is moving into a downward trend. So what we can do again is we can take another resistance line and sort of plot it along our high points here. We've got sort of a second resistance trend line pushing the prices down until again a second time the stock starts to pull away from the main trend line and we start to see a more sharp descent occur. So this is particularly interesting because two things have occurred here. One is that there's a gap in the stock here. It left at 1.22 cents, and generally gaps require to be filled. So this gap gets filled later on with trading. So this gap area gets filled, which is important, and also we've come back down to test our support area right around 1 cent. You can see it was at 1.1 was a low here, 1 cent is a low here today. So how do we know this is the bottom? Well, there's a few things that are sort of suggesting that to me. One is that volume starting to come back in. We're getting buying interest and volume starting to come back in. You can see that trading volume, this red line here is the 20-day volume average. You can see it's been trading below it, except for the last 2 days when we started to find our support. You can see the volume starting to come back in. So that's significant, saying that buying interest is coming back in the stock. We have a very good chance of breaking this resistance trend line and we should get a rally. The second thing is on the STO, this is our momentum indicator. It can give us buy and sell signals when the lines cross over. It's not 100% accurate, but it does do a good job. We can see trends occur here. You can see that on this one we had an upward trend. Here was your sell signal. A little bit of a late delay, but that's due to the volatility, and it was only really ran for 1 day at this particular point in time. See it crossed down right over here, and it crossed up again here for a little bit of a rally. You can see it went from 1.65 cents all the way to 2.9 cents, so it was almost a double. And then here we had another sell signal generating. Right now the STO lines are starting to cross over, and you can see it's been a very linear downtrend for this particular point in time, since here all the way to here, which is here to here, and now you can see the STOs are starting to cross over again. That's signaling that our momentum is starting to come back into a positive trend. So if we can get those to cross over tomorrow and the support level holds, volume's certainly there to do it, does have a very good chance of breaking out. So if it does break out, where do we go? We've got our main trend line right here. This may be a resistance test. It's currently, if we extend it a little more, it looks like it's just above 2 cents. So that could be a possible resistance. The other resistance is the 50-day moving average. You can see it was a little bit of resistance on these 2 trading days, and was also resistance back up here. It's hard to see because this is covering it up a bit, but you can see it was acting as a little bit of resistance over here. So it could be a resistance again in the future. If we can break those levels, the next area of opportunity possibly could be all the way as high as 6 cents where we had a previous high. Not really any heavy technical trading in terms of resistance and support at any particular level. The 3 cent level is a possible area of interest. See, we had a little bit of resistance here, and it was also resistance on this day as well. So we could see a future resistance up at 3 cents as well. So keep in mind, I'm not an investment advisor, so don't use this as any buy or sell recommendation. Happy trading until next time.